Hello, friends. Welcome to another episode of We Care Health Talks. I am here once again with our main speaker, Dr. Sant,
Hi.
from the Wellness We Care Center. He's going to give us his guidance as usual. Thank you so much for being here with us.
Happy to be here.
The topic we have selected for today is going to be sleep
Or unable to sleep.
or issues with sleeping. People who have trouble sleeping, or what is really the benefits. And we're going to just dig into this episode about sleep in general. And then obviously we'll talk about some good practices that we could probably use ourselves. So let's start, as always, from the very basics. And Dr. Sant, maybe you can tell us, what is sleep? Always the first question. What is the main functions of sleep in our daily lives?
Before we go into there, before I forget, I would like to emphasize the difference between insomnia. Insomnia, I mean unable to sleep.
Yep.
This is the disease. And inadequate sleep.
Okay.
These two things is much different. Inadequate sleep means you do not have time to sleep. This is not a medical problem.
Insufficient sleep.
Yeah, inadequate sleep. Yeah, it is your life management problem.
Right. Your
Not-
daily lifestyle.
Not medical problem. Okay, so these two things are different.
Insomnia is a medical condition.
Yes. And the second thing I would like to emphasize first is, how can you diagnose yourself that you do not have enough sleep or you have insomnia problem? There are four guidance. Number one, you can sleep after awake in the morning until noon. During that time, you can sleep. That means the last night you do not have enough sleep. That's number one. So normal people should not be able to sleep from, say, 6 o'clock to 12 in the morning.
Okay.
Impossible for them because they have just got full
Right.
sleep. Number two is that you need coffee. If you need coffee to boost yourself up, that means you do not get enough sleep.
Okay.
Number three is that when doing important task, you fall asleep. Suppose you are driving a car
And you fall asleep.
and suddenly the car goes off the track.
Right.
Driving the car is important task and you fall asleep. Some of my patients, one of my patients, he is a CEO of the company, and he shared a meeting, and he sleep during sharing the meeting. This is the sign that you do not have
Didn't get enough sleep.
enough sleep. Yeah. And number four is you need alarm clock.
To wake up.
Normal people should not need alarm clock.
This sounds like everybody in the world, though. Coffee, alarm clocks. So, yeah.
But that means you do not have adequate
Right.
sleep.
Okay.
It may be because you do not allow enough time for sleep, or maybe you have insomnia,
Right.
sleep problem that need correction because sleep is very important. A few years ago, just 2 years ago, in medical community, we hold that there are only 7 health index to ensure for people to be in good health. 7 index include body weight, blood pressure, blood cholesterol, blood sugar, amount of fruits and vegetables they eat,
Per day, yeah.
the time they spend in exercise, and the status of smoking.
Yep.
7, they call it simple 7 in those days. But since the last 2 years, we add number 8, sleep. because the research document is very obvious that sleep relate to nearly all chronic disease. I think because sleep relate closely to stress and stress relate to all disease. So that is why sleep also relate to all disease. So if you do not get enough sleep by diagnosis of yourself of 4 criteria I mentioned, you need some action.
Okay.
Okay.
So let's start from the beginning. What is adequate sleep? What is the recommended guidelines for the amount of sleep?
The amount of time?
You can do it by time. You can do it by the quality of sleep. I'm sure there's like different measurements, obviously.
Yeah. In term of quality, we have just mentioned that if we fall asleep during doing important tasks, or if we feel sleepy before noon,
right?
That is the quality of sleep. Last night is not enough. But in terms of time that should be given to in each night on the bed, a very good research done in a group of people called Hadza in Tanzania. They are deep in the jungle.
Yeah,
not
indigenous
not
people
under
still.
influence of the outside world.
Yeah.
In summertime, they sleep 6 hours a day. In winter time, they sleep 7.2 hours a day. That is original human being sleep, real sleep. That the research showed only the time that they sleep, not the time spent in bed. Nowadays, we got to allow more time to spend in bed because we need to prime ourselves before we fall asleep. So the National Institute of Health, NIH in USA, they recommend spend time in bed 7 to 9 hours per day. I think that does make sense.
7 to 9 is the stand. I mean, of course, it's different for everybody, but just on average.
Average adult.
Yeah.
Research show that it's impossible to get good health if you sleep less than 5 hours per night. Impossible to get good health. 7 to 9 hours is the time we allow in bed, but the real sleep time will be even less.
Might be 6-7 hours of actual sleep once you fall asleep and once you wake up.
Yeah, so I would say if you want to be very narrow, in summer you need 6 hours sleep.
Right.
In winter you may need 7.2 hours.
That's very surprising. They only sleep 6 hours because after it gets dark, you think they would sleep quite early and wake up at sunrise, or
no? There is research on this matter. Also.
They sleep late. You mean?
They put midnight as the middle of their sleep.
Okay.
And they sleep about 3 hours before midnight.
Right.
And wake up about 3 hours
so
after
they wake
midnight.
up very early.
Very early.
Before the sunrise.
Before, much before.
Wow.
Actually, when I was a kid, about 4 o'clock in the morning, the skyline will lift up a little bit. Still dark.
Yeah.
That's about 4 o'clock. And my grandmother will
wake you up?
Wake me up when the skyline lifts up. 4 o'clock in the morning.
Why?
It's a kind of way of life in rural areas. No electricity, no any form
Start
of
your
light.
day early. Okay.
So you need 6 to 7.2 hours.
Right.
Sleep, not in bed. No?
Yes.
For time in bed, I would suggest the same as National Institute of Health, 7 to 9 hours
in bed.
Because people nowadays, they need time to prime themselves.
Right.
It's just like warm up before you do real exercise. To prime ourselves, we have to dim down the light, change the tone of the music, switch off all excitement, particularly the TV.
All electronics off.
That will stimulate our thoughts. And we got to wear the loose nightgown and just sit still to prime ourselves before sleep.
Right.
That will take half an hour.
Right.
It's impossible to stop computer, stop work, and then jump
Go
into
straight
bed.
to bed.
That may
Also, when you exercise late at night, it takes time, right? I've noticed that you can fall asleep. Your body is still quite active.
that has something to do with what we call the endorphin.
Mm-hmm.
Endorphin, which occur after doing heavy exercise, and endorphin will stimulate the brain.
So how many hours do you need? Would you let's do like the sleep routine. So you set the lights, exercise, food. Let's cover them.
The half-life of endorphin once it coming out in the blood.
Mm-hmm.
It will take about 3 hours before it disappear. Half of them.
The half-life of adrenaline, endorphin is 3 hours.
So I would say.
So when you finish exercising, 3 hours.
At least beyond 3 hours.
No wonder it's so hard to sleep after exercising.
It probably impossible to sleep after heavy exercise.
Unless you're so tired, you just collapse on the bed. That is also possible, but not as often, I've noticed. Okay.
You mentioned coffee.
Yep. Coffee half-life is 5 hours, 6 hours.
I cannot remember exactly.
Caffeine.
6 hours.
Caffeine half-life is 6 hours.
6 hours. So
some people don't drink after 2 p.m. or whatever.
But 6 hours, we talk about half-life. Not totally disappear from the blood. 6 hours, the coffee reduce its amount half, 50%. So the effect of coffee will be there even from morning to the evening.
Right. You drink it in the morning, it's still there when you sleep.
And talking about coffee, we should mention another molecule called adenosine. The mechanism of sleep of human, we need two type of molecules. The melatonin to signal that it is the night time. Mm-hmm. Suppose we are the robot, a solar cell robot. Melatonin is only the switch.
Right.
It's not the thing that press us to sleep. Adenosine is the thing that press us to sleep. And if we stay awake, adenosine will be there. And it accumulate more and more and more to press us to sleep. Until we get enough sleep, the body will clear adenosine out. Coffee, it works as the competitor with adenosine. To do its action, adenosine will plug in with the what we call receptor in the cell.
They share the same receptors.
Yeah. Coffee share the same receptor with adenosine. When we drink coffee, the coffee will be there only at most 10 hours. And then adenosine will come and then feel asleep again. And if we repeat another coffee, adenosine will wait there, not go anywhere, and will accumulate. So until we get full sleep, adenosine will be clear off the body.
Right.
So coffee cannot compensate for sleep. It just postpones sleep because adenosine will be there until you get enough sleep. Adenosine then will be clear from the blood.
And this is the main mechanism as to why coffee makes it harder to sleep for many people. Because it stops the buildup of adenosine in your system.
The mechanism that coffee make it hard to sleep because coffee try to push adenosine.
Adenosine cannot bind to the receptors.
Away. And what I mentioned is that adenosine will be there. It will not go anywhere. You got to get sleep anyway. You can't use coffee and go out without sleep. That is impossible.
Right.
You got to get sleep. And to get full sleep, you cannot calculate based on arithmetic simple arithmetic like you need 2 hours. No, it's not true. Sometimes if you lose your sleep 4 hours, you may need 2 days to compensate for that. Particularly when you get old. I am a surgeon. I work late. When I was young, it's very easy, and I can compensate with my sleep at most 1 to 1. I mean, when I miss 1 hour sleep, I put another hour on my sleep. I can come up fresh. But when I get old, no. Sometimes one night sleepless, I may need 4 nights
to make up the energy levels.
All right. So you cannot cancel your sleep by coffee. That's
Right.
not impossible. That's the point.
Yeah, it's a short-term thing. Okay.